Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we actually are talking about something that's really quite cool about Fusion 360 and one of my favorite things to use in 3D modeling. I don't use it very often, but when I do, it really just opens up so many possibilities, and that is 3D sketching. A very fun feature. So we're actually going to move to Fusion. All right, so I've got this plane right here. I'm going to move it around with, see if I can get my 3D mouse. There we go. Yeah, really unique looking plane right here, or surface. Yeah, very different, and something you can't do with just basic modeling and basic extruding, even basic surface modeling. And so what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to bring in all of the sketches so you can see. I have just an arc right here on one plane, an arc right here on another plane, and then I have these curves, which are definitely not on any plane at all. And to kind of help bring home what this looks like, I'm going to turn on a curve analysis, and I'll turn those sketches off. And so you can really see how drastic some of these curves are on this surface. So how do we achieve this? That's a great question. So first and foremost, you have to turn on and allow 3D sketches to be used in your modeling. To do that, you go up to the top right to your account, you go down to preferences, and from preferences you'll have a pop-up window show up. You go to design, and it goes right here, allow 3D sketches of lines and splines. This has to be checked. If it's not, you aren't going to have that option, and it's not going to get in the way. When I am using 3D sketching lines, I typically go back and forth between turning this on and off, because I personally find being able to do 3D sketches annoying when you don't want to. So I do go back and forth quite a bit when I am using 3D sketches in a design. So we'll just click OK. Now, one of the other things that's very tricky about 3D sketches, let's turn the sketches back on, and that's what we want. We're going to edit this. And I want to show you one of the struggles with using these sketches is it's 3D space. I mean, it's not confined to a plane. And so moving down out these points can be a little tricky, especially if you're trying to get it to a very specific location. If you're locking it to something else, that's great if it's defined, but if not, it makes things a bit hard. And in this case, this is where I would use these planes. So let's say the front plane. Let's say we want to move this point right here. You can't actually grab it like you typically would in other sketches, and you're going to have to use the move tool. And so the move tool, you can be able to move this around. That's fine and dandy, and you can click and kind of rotate around from spot to spot doing so. The nice thing about doing it from this perspective is you are moving it on that plane. If you go back into the 3D space, you still can use the standard XYZ, but I just typically like to be able to see everything from one of these set planes up here in the top right. And so that's just something to keep in mind. It is a little tedious, especially if you have a lot of points, but it is amazingly customizable in what you can do with each of these sketches. And so we'll click OK and finish the sketching. You see, yeah, it's warped that even more. And you should be able to also even, maybe not. Yeah, never mind. You can't edit the 3D sketch in your 3D space like you can with a normal sketch. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But that is it in a nutshell. This is something that I do use a lot, especially I work a lot with figurines. And if I'm doing any of that kind of modeling in Fusion 360, it's a great opportunity for me to get those more organic looking models going. So that is everything, and just a brief run through with 3D sketches. If you'd like to see more videos on 3D sketches and how to maybe utilize them a little bit better, and some tips and tricks that I use to be able to reference other sketches, just leave a comment down below, and I'd love to see it. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep modeling. Bye.